I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 91. Just a reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. You can email us at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
So I'm just gonna get right into it. Let's
get into it. What are you playing? No?
Well, yeah.
No?
Let's get right into it.
As we try to start the show and never do.
Let's get right into it. You know, we have to make good. We have to make good on our show notes. All right. It says right at the top after we do the introductions. It says, "What are we playing right now?" People want to know.
And we never get into it. We never get into it.
No,
first.
Almost never. I'd say out of the 90 some odd shows that we've done, this is episode 91. We maybe have done it like 4 times successfully. Maybe. So, I have been playing, and there's a reason I'm bringing this up so early. I have been playing Super Mario World on the SNES.
Wow.
Right? All right,
the
but
best
that's not
game
it.
Of all time.
That's not it. I've also been playing Farpoint for the PS4.
Wait, you got it? You didn't tell me you got it.
I'm borrowing my friend Joe's copy. He was nice enough to bring it over the weekend, and the game is great. I love it. So he's like, "Yeah, you can just borrow it if you want. I've already gone through it." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." So I'm gonna go ahead and blow through that, and I cracked open the Order 1886.
Wow.
Yep.
The best game of 2015.
And 2016 and possibly 2017. Yeah.
Honorary mention for Game of the Year 2018.
Yeah, it's
Wait, I didn't even know it came out for wait, you cracked it open for PS4.
I cracked it open for PS4.
Okay,
There was a typo in the show notes, all right. Call me out on that, fine. I started playing it. How
far did you get into it?
I am up to the first werewolf battle.
Okay, all right.
And I don't really know what to do. I had to look it up.
Really?
I still really don't know what to do. Well, I'm
Are
playing
you
on
playing
hard
on
mode.
like massively hard mode? Yeah,
I'm playing on hard mode. I don't know how much that changes things, but it's very difficult to hit the lichens. Because, I mean, they move so quick, so I found out how to dodge, right? They give you the prompt. You hit it at the right time. You dodge out of the way. But then that means, like, you have to, like, get the gun back out and aim at the werewolf again as it's already starting to charge up at you. So it's very tedious.
I played it on regular mode, so normal.
I don't know how much easier it is. Maybe it's more manageable, but
I'll be honest, I forgot. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, and there's a lot of QuickTime events too.
It is. I mean, I love the story. I really love the story. I thought the gameplay was okay. I mean, it's not Call of Duty, but you are playing in like the 1800s, right?
I would have to agree with you on that. I think we're definitely simpatico.
Listen, I got backed into a corner where, I don't think this is the greatest game of all time, but I didn't think it was as bad as people were saying.
Yeah.
So I sort of became like an Order 1886 apologist.
Right.
So
right.
Where I'm like, the game's not that bad. The game's not a 5 or a 6. Definitely not a 5 or a 6.
Well, we'll see. Because I mean, I've already gotten like an hour or two in the game at least. I think I've got about another hour or two to go before I complete it. So we'll
See, there you go, the
we'll see if
weekend.
it's worth the price tag.
There you go. You can beat Farpoint in the Order 1886 this weekend.
I know. Look at that. Knock like 2 games off my backlog. That'd be awesome.
There you go.
Oh, so yeah. So I was giddy to bring that up. I knew you'd be happy about it.
You know, I didn't even look at the show notes. Honest with you, I didn't look at what you were playing beforehand.
Oh, well, there you go.
Usually you don't put it up, so I didn't even look at it this time.
Calling me out again. Come on.
So it's usually a surprise.
Uh-huh.
But you're playing the greatest game of all time, Super Mario World. You're playing Farpoint for PS4, well, PSVR, and you're finally playing the greatest game that came out in 2015, The Order 1886.
You know,
I'm proud of you.
I also have to say, before we get into the games that you've been playing, I did mod my Super Nintendo yesterday. Because I was like, damn.
Wait, your SNES Classic?
The
or your
SNES
actual
Classic.
Super Nintendo? Oh, okay.
The SNES Classic. I modded it because I was like, you know, wow, they don't really have any beat 'em ups on here, and I really wanted to play Final Fight, and I knew I had the ROM on my computer. I got a handful of ROMs, like, you know, some really good ones. So I was like, oh, let me go ahead and look up that video again, right? Because I knew there was a thing like the Hackchi 2 is really the program you want, and it's super simple to do. Like it's almost like a baby could do it, right? Like they make it super simple, and you can put all the games on there, put all the artwork on there, you can sort them however you want to sort them, put them on there, and it just adds a new folder and go inside that folder, and now I got like 12 new games in there. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna mod mine. And I've never been into like modding my.
Well, the thing of it is, you can bring it back to factory settings easy enough.
Okay.
Because like you basically dump it out to your computer, and then you can always just like refresh it from that image or dump or whatever it is, that kernel, I guess. So,
I never want. I always get afraid of like modding the NES Classic or the SNES Classic and like dump my saves, right?
Oh, I was a little worried about that too. Everything was perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it just works. Like the Hackchi 2 is, and it's the same one that, because I mean it's the same architecture that's in the NES Classic. Like it's the same exact hardware, which I think we talked about.
Yeah, no, it's the same. Yeah, it's definitely the same.
Right, right. So you can use that. You can use that
same motherboard, right?
NES. Yeah.
So, all right. So this is what I've been playing. Mm-hmm. I told you I beat Bayonetta 1 for Wii U. So of course I had to start Bayonetta 2.
Of course, the Wii U exclusive.
Great game. I started over. I put like 3 hours into it when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to I restarted my save because I forgot all of that. That was like 2 years ago.
It's been too long, yeah. Yeah,
it's been too long. Not to mention now that I have beat 1 and Bayonetta 2, pretty much is like, it starts like a few months after, I think a few months or maybe a year after 1. So now I'm like ingrained in the story because I already know what happened. Right.
Right.
So I just started to save over. I just started my save over. I've been playing Ghostbusters on the PS3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Still playing that. I'm trying to get out of hell right now.
Yeah.
So I put a couple hours into that. Definitely cracked open Minecraft Story Mode Season 2. Part 2. Mm-hmm. Not Part 2, Season 2 for Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Minecraft Story Mode 1, and I got all the bonus episodes as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
they still have the big name voice actors in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody came back.
Nice.
And I've been also playing Middle Earth Shadow of War on Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a crazy weekend. It's now coming up on the end of the month, so work is going to get crazy. So I don't know if I'm going to play a lot of games this week, but I'm going to try to fit some in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
pickups.
Friday is the big day.
What's the big day? What's Friday?
Friday is the 27th. That's when Mario, Assassin's Creed, and Wolfenstein 2.
Listen, you have to stay offline. Some retailers, some mom and pop stores, or
they have it already.
Breaking street date. Well, everyone's had it since last Friday.
Of course, really, they had it that early.
And there are already spoilers online. Like that's why I'm like avoiding everything.
Oh God, yeah. Like you want to go in fresh. You want to go in fresh.
So my pickups this week, nothing big, nothing crazy. I picked up, as you know, I got Forza Motorsport 7 for Xbox One. I got Gran Turismo Sport for the PS4. I think I told you. I don't know if I mentioned this in the show. If I didn't mention it, I got Friday the 13th for the Xbox One as well.
You did. You mentioned it to me. I don't know if you mentioned it on the show.
I get the physical version. I will crack that open on Halloween. Thank you very much. I got
definitely
Doom.
have to get some multiplayer.
I got Doom for the SNES.
Ooh.
I think that was the only colored. I think that was the only colored SNES cart, right?
You would be wrong. There were, as far as I know, there were 2 other game carts that were also colored.
That were officially released.
One red, one black.
Well, I'm not counting the black one as color. That's really a shade, technically. Black is a shade.
It's not gray.
Okay. Well, Killer Instinct was black.
Yes, you are correct.
And Doom was red. But I'm talking about.
There was one more. Maximum Carnage, Spider-Man and Venom was also a red cartridge.
Really? That's right. That's right. You know, I had that for the Genesis.
Yeah.
That's why. Oh, okay.
Was the Genesis one also red?
No.
Really? Huh. I'm surprised they didn't dye it.
So, all right. So I got Doom. I got my Ninja Gaiden trilogy for free for the SNES.
Of course you did, because you cashed in all those Lukey points, baby.
Shout out to Lukey Games, baby.
Lukey baby.
That makes that you talk about trilogy.
Yeah.
I got Earthbound for free. All right. I got Chrono Trigger for free, and I got Ninja Gaiden trilogy for free.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, look, Lukey is great. What other game program rewards you for buying video games? And don't say GameStop, because their program is trash.
Well, listen, you didn't say the quality of the program. You just said program.
All right, fair enough. I did. But like Lukey is great, and we have to say we are not sponsored by Lukey. We just love.
We should be. Lukey sponsors, man.
I know.
Buy so many games.
Love you guys. You need to actually post up and give a shout out to Lukey Games, because Ninja Gaiden, the Ninja Gaiden trilogy, is a very expensive game. It's a little hard to get, and it's fantastic. It's like the Ninja Gaiden games. The first 3 Ninja Gaiden games are amazing. They are on point.
So I mean, last week I got Ninja Gaiden 3 in box. Box a little beat up. Yeah, I gotta get the manual. But now I have the trilogy as well for the SNES.
Nice.
So, and also I got the Wario Wii U GameCube controller.
The Smash Brothers controller.
The Smash Brothers controller. It's yellow and purple.
Good deal.
I think that's going to be my new thing. I'm gonna try to go get all because it came out with Wario, Mario, Luigi, Princess, Link.
Princess Peach, Link. That's right. Maybe a Donkey Kong one.
Yeah, there was a Donkey Kong one as well. And a Wario. So I think there were like 7 or 8. I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I think there was a Toad one. I could be wrong about that. I think I may go for a complete set for that as well.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Awesome. You get any good pickups this week?
I was a little light on the pickups, but I do have a very interesting story that I would like to relay. Now I haven't told you about this yet. We haven't discussed this, but you look at my pickup notes, you go, okay, I picked up Mass Effect 3, right? And it's interesting because there's a new GameStop right at my train stop, and I went by last Thursday night. There was a small incident in the subway. Someone kind of fell from the stairs, and there were some injuries and whatnot. Everybody's okay, but everyone was kind of huddled around, and I went to the top of the stairs around the way, and I was just like making sure everyone was okay. The cops got there and this and that. And I look across the street, and I'm like, is there always a GameStop here? Like, I don't think so. So I went over there to ask them, and they're already closed. But they're like, yeah, we just opened like 2 weeks ago. Come on in tomorrow. And I ended up going on Saturday. I ended up going out, and I went over to GameStop, and it's very nice in there. It's big. I was just kind of thumbing through some stuff. Found Mass Effect 3 for like a couple bucks, right? Now, that's not the story, right? The story is, like, from there, I ended up going into the city, right? Because there's a flea market over in the east side of Manhattan that, they definitely got some good stuff there every now and again. It's completely random. The vendors are different, not always the same people. I went by and, they had a bunch of stuff, but the prices weren't that good. They had some sealed games. Price wasn't that good. They had a whole Wii U set. The price wasn't that good. I managed to not buy anything at the flea market, right? So I said, no big deal. So I was walking around the city and I came across a garage sale, right? And this lady was selling a bunch of random stuff, and I noticed there was like a drum kit, right? Like a entry level professional drum kit. And I was looking at it. I'm like, how much do you want for the drum kit? And she's like, $30. She's like, you know what? You want it? $25. I said, $25. So I looked at my wallet. I didn't have the money. So I'm like, look, I don't know. She's like, look, you can take it out of the box. You can try it. Like, she really was pressing it on me. She wanted to get rid of it.
She really wanted you to have it for your collection.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's like, I'm like, what am I going to do with the drum kit? I don't know. But I ended up getting it, right? I came back around.
A drum kit.
I came back around and it was $25. So they don't make it anymore, but like eBay's got it for $1.50. So I'd say that's pretty good, right?
That is pretty good. But what are you gonna do with a drum kit?
I make some beats, man. I make some beats. I busted out the Rock Band drums, right? The little wooden drums. So I'm using that and making some beats. It's pretty cool. But like I came back, right? And she was kind of haggling on the price again. I'm like, look, you said 25, and she's like, all right. And then she leans in and she goes, look, you got to do me a favor. And I just in my head, I was cracking up, right? She leans in, she goes, look, said, you're going to make some beats with this, right? I'm like, yeah, I'll probably dabble around in this and that. She goes, okay. She goes, if you make any money on this, if you strike it rich, you need to cut me in on some of that profit. And then she writes her number down on the thing, like, call me. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely not going to call you, but thank you for the drum machine at the really good price. And that was that.
Listen, if you make some money, we make video game beats.
Yeah, right.
You gotta cut her in on the price. You already made it. You made a verbal deal, right?
I didn't make anything. I just.
You agreed.
I
you took the number. You accepted. Remember, I work at a law firm. I called it. It's a verbal contract.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna hold up in a court of law.
She's gonna sue you for millions.
So it was funny.
She guaranteed you that price just so you can make millions and share it with her.
Nah. So yeah. So now we have a drum kit. The next time you come by, we gotta make some beats.
We're gonna make some beats. We're gonna make some video game beats. Uh-huh. We can make a new intro beat for the show.
Hell yeah! Hey man, as soon as I get good at it, I'm definitely gonna record something.
What do you call it? Chip tunes, right? Chip tunes.
Sure. Yeah, make a new chiptune track, 8-bit chiptune.
All right. So let's get back into the games.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So our convo of the week, we're gonna talk about we're gonna give our buying guide, how I buy games, how Dave buys games.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's that time of the year.
We definitely have two different ways on how we buy games. Right? We have two different strategies on how we tackle this.
We do.
One game that we both didn't buy and really don't plan on buying anytime soon.
Well, not anytime soon, yeah.
Anytime soon. South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting fantastic reviews.
Yeah.
Not across the board, though. Well, let's just get into a quick review roundup.
Mm-hmm.
So the Metacritic, PS4, 80. All right. PC, 84.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Xbox One, 86. So basically, IGN gave it an 85. GameSpot gave it an 80. Destructoid gave it like an 85. Game Informer gave it an 88. Games Radar really loved this game. They gave it a 90. So did PlayStation Lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Gave it a 90. PC Gamer gave it 86. And Giant Bomb gave it an 80. But not all is well with this game.
Mm-hmm.
You had some outliers. Polygon gave it a 70. And Digital Trends, a site I'd never even heard of before this,
mm-hmm.
Gave it a 60.
Ooh.
And just a couple of quotes from a Digital Trends review. South Park: The Fractured Butthole isn't an even experience. Some moments feel pretty uninspired.
Ooh, interesting.
Didn't like a lot of the humor in the game.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that can be a problem for some people. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people who don't like South Park who are going to be buying this game. So you would assume that's a given that, you know, you're going to be down with the humor. Now, maybe they're saying it doesn't live up to the television show. Maybe it kind of falls a little flat.
20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, so I mean, you know, that could be fair. You know, we'll have to kind of revisit this once we pick it up later and see. All right.
So,
well,
when we do our buying guide, we'll let you know why we both didn't pick it up.
Here's the burning question I have. I want to know what Martha Stewart Living gave this game. Because you always manage to come up with some weird magazine or outlet, and we both shake our heads like,
who?
Yeah, we didn't know Time Magazine reviews games. We didn't know Forbes reviews games. We didn't know Martha Stewart Living does game reviews.
You know what? I didn't even look for like the outlet that I never even heard of. I mean, I was just picking.
Well, Digital Trends is pretty.
I mean, Digital Trends gave it a 60. I was like, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, I've never heard of them either. You know, no knock on them by any means. We just
no knock. Actually, I like the site.
Yeah,
you know, I actually like the site. I'm actually gonna go back there and
hit him up.
I hit him up. Have you ever heard of? Okay, I'll pick a random one right now. I'm on Metacritic. App Trigger.
Out Trigger.
App Trigger.
App Trigger. APP Trigger. No. There you go.
They gave it a 70. Never even heard of it.
All right. Well, there you go. Martha Stewart Living. Rating pending. We will follow up.
Probably pending forever.
Well, dude, you should see the review of Doom. It's on fire.
So, all right. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll get into the news and we'll get into the convo of the week. All right, so let's get into the news. So everybody's going crazy over EA. Okay, so EA has pretty much closed down Visceral Games.
Yeah.
So that's everybody's favorite Dead Space team right there. Right?
Yeah. I mean, most notably Dead Space is their jam. They did all three, I believe, and they were great. You know, they were great experiences.
Yeah, but they were working on a Star Wars game, right? That
single player Star Wars adventure, right?
That was a single player Star Wars adventure that was like announced back in 2013. Right? So EA has the exclusive license for Star Wars. We've already seen Battlefront. We're gonna get Battlefront 2, right? And what was the biggest knock on Battlefront 1? No story.
Battlefront 1, yeah. Well, there was no single player, no story.
So and now we're getting that. We're getting a crazy, you know, single player experience with Battlefront 2 where we get to see it from sort of, you know, the bad guy side, right? We don't really get a lot of stories like that, and that looks super interesting, right? And it's going to sell like hotcakes, right? So
well, yeah, I mean, you know, we ended up both playing the demo a little bit, and we were pretty positive on it.
You know, you were kind of down on the graphics.
Well, no, not necessarily the graphics per se. They definitely needed to polish up. There was some performance issues. And you know, we'll see when it ends up coming out, how much they're able to fix, but yeah, it was definitely a little choppy.
So the big story is like Amy Hennig. She is like Mrs. like Uncharted, right?
Yeah, she's your guy, man, or girl. She's your girl.
she you know, lead writer and or pretty much like the producer of Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. And those stories were phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, she left Naughty Dog shortly after that. I think they were like in the middle of development of Uncharted 4, and there were like some creative differences
right
when she left. And here's the problem: EA. The reason why this is a big story because everyone's going crazy over the reason why they're dropping they're closing Visceral Games, right?
Mm-hmm.
They stopped production on the Star Wars game as we thought we knew it, right? It was going to be a story-driven game because it's a story-driven game. and not a mass multiplayer game like Battlefront or Destiny or The Division. But you knew what you were getting into when you hired Amy Hennig.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like it's probably a monetary issue as well, right? If it's a heavily focused single player game, it's hard to get extra money out of people. You know, how do you do microtransactions and DLC if there's no competitive aspect to it?
Well, I would say this. The only thing I can rationalize is maybe they didn't like the direction that the story was going. Right?
Maybe that too, you know.
That could be a possibility, right? Or and not mutually exclusive. It could be both. Maybe EA has the exclusive rights to make Star Wars games for 10 years, right? And it's already been like 4 years already, right? I'm sure they paid a lot of money for that, right? So they want to make that. They want to make that back tenfold. They want to make that back plus $1 million, plus billions.
Yeah.
Right. So
the way to do that is to produce a shit ton of Star Wars games, right? You know, quality Star Wars games, obviously, but.
Well, they've pushed. They're starting over, so they've pushed the release date of this pretty much unannounced game back to like 2021, I think, something like that.
That's kind of button up real close to the end of their license.
Yeah, 2023.
Right.
2023,
right.
Something like that. So now they're putting this in the hands of EA Vancouver, right? Now, who's most notably known for FIFA Soccer, NHL, UFC, Plants vs. Zombies, and Need for Speed.
Oh, well, they're perfectly capable to handle a Star Wars franchise. Then, you know, they'll have some. They'll just have some like special moves. You know, you can do like a rainbow kick or you can do like a header and knock down some droids. It'll be perfect.
I don't get. They have their multiplayer game in sort of like Battlefront, right? So this is supposed to be something different, something totally different from what we're playing on Battlefront, right? Because if I'm going to get a Division type game with the Star Wars skin, I'm going to get Battlefront. Like in my head, I thought that's what Battlefront was. I thought they were sort of diversifying their bonds, right? So they have their multiplayer game that's going to keep going strong for years on in Battlefront, and then you have your single player focus to for people like us or me.
Yeah, I really don't know either. I really don't know whether it'd be.
Well, we know why. Money.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's my sneaking suspicion. I know how much you hate hearing about boardroom financials and boardroom calls and whatnot, but I would love to be the fly on the wall when EA came together and said, you know what, we're crushing this game. We're gonna take it all. We're gonna go ahead and clean the slate. We'll gut it.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think we will ever get like a single player like focus experience with Star Wars, like a Star Wars themed game,
straight
like
up,
Uncharted Star Wars,
straight up single player, no multiplayer?
I wouldn't say no multiplayer because Uncharted has multiplayer, but like
Uncharted 4 has multiplayer.
Uncharted 4 has multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yes.
1, 2, and 3 were single player.
Yes, but
okay.
focused on actual single player aspect. I mean, remember we had Star Wars 1313 that got canceled.
I know, which would have been awesome. That was during the Xbox One era, like the original Xbox.
1313, no, that
or
was
maybe
360. That was 360. No, that was 360 era.
I thought it was around the time of
no, that was 2000. That was like 2009.
Oh, okay.
And that's when Lucas got swallowed up by Disney.
Right, and then everything kind of went to shit. Yeah. Well, there was a lot of games kind of got lost in the shuffle. There was supposed to be, speaking of Battlefront, there was supposed to be a Battlefront 3 because they made two. You're right over there.
Sorry.
No worries. So they made two previous ones on the PlayStation 2, Xbox in like that generation. There was a Battlefront 1 and 2, and then they rebooted it, made a new Battlefront 1 and 2. There's a whole
Which
new...
you can still play Battlefront 1 multiplayer.
Oh, interesting.
The servers are still going.
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah. So, I mean, if you're gonna ask me a wholly single player game, never. A single player focus game, maybe.
Knights of the Old Republic Reborn.
Oh, never. Well, Knights of the Old Republic. No. EA is not the studio to do that. EA is very much focused on money and microtransactions. 100%. I don't think EA has to do a lot to fix their reputation.
Well, they said they've done like focus groups with gamers, and their research shows that we want more Division, Destiny style games.
Well,
right?
Sure. You know, I focus groups are very spurious. Is that the word? I wouldn't trust a focus group because focus groups are easily manipulable, right? If you want the focus groups to say one thing, you will gear your questions to that, and you will ask them in such a way where you will get those answers, you know? So I don't know.
I mean, single player games sell. I mean, look at Uncharted 4.
Look, I'm with you.
Even The Last of Us is still selling great.
Yeah.
Right? And that game came out in the last gen.
I mean, look,
right?
look.
And you know, the remaster is selling great. So we get all these single player. I mean, you can make it sort of like an open world single player experience, like Horizon or Zelda, right?
You can kind of go anywhere and do the game how you want to. Sure. I mean, I haven't necessarily finished the Uncharted trilogy, the Amy Hennig pen ones, but of what I have played, I have full confidence that this Star Wars game that got canceled or is going to be reworked would have been amazing. And EA definitely messed up.
They're still using they said they'll use some of the assets.
Right. Well, sure. Yeah, you're not gonna throw all the 3D assets out, but
we'll see. Maybe we'll get a Star Wars soccer, or we'll get a
just like the Mega Man soccer.
Star Wars versus zombies.
Maybe.
All right. So I would love a Star Wars soccer
Skywalker
game.
for 2.
I would love a Star Wars soccer game.
Uh-huh.
All right. So let's get into Xbox One big fall update.
Yeah.
Right?
Huge.
So did you update your Xbox?
Huge update. Of course I did.
You still have the OG original Xbox One, right? You didn't get an S yet. You didn't get an S.
No. I had no intention of getting an S.
Yeah, you pre-ordered the X, but you
of
didn't
course
get
the X. Yeah. The X is the one to get. You know.
All right, so we had the big update, the big overhaul. Just before we get into some of the new features, how do you like it so far?
I love it. I think it's a step in the right direction. You know, they're basically trying to go for. Ever since the Xbox One got released, they've been trying to go for this minimalist approach, kind of make everything clean and basic and whatever else. It's pretty good. I like it.
It's pretty clean.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've still got some work to do on it, but
you know what I like about it best. You know, the best thing I like about it is I can change it from sort of this is totally like you're gonna be like I like the smallest thing.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
From a dark background to a light background.
That's right. You know, before it was all just dark, right? It was all black with like color, and that was kind of like to mimic. The Xbox itself is like a dark console with some accents on it. And now you can flip it. Yeah. No. I agree with you. I think that's awesome.
So they have like more of a new module home menu with content blocks that go diagonal. It sort of reminds me of like it sort of reminds me of the 360, right?
A little bit, yeah. How they had those cards, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the all new Xbox guide menu. Like when you hit the Xbox symbol. I don't know if I like that. too much. I gotta get used to it because I keep messing up. I've used to the old way.
Well, of course. You have to reteach yourself. No, this is where this is now, and this is how to get to this.
The menu, I would say, either way, I was fine. I didn't think that was like a big deal to overhaul just the Xbox menu. I thought either way, it was fine the way it was. So I didn't think it's a big deal. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, now you sort through them horizontally, compared to vertically, and either way, I don't really care.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like one thing that's kind of neat, and this is kind of their initiative through all of their platforms. The Surface, Windows 10, and Xbox Live is something they're dubbing as like system-wide Fluent design, right? So the whole entire thing takes this concept, all the way from like the smallest menu up until like the main home screen. And there's like, just to kind of like touch on real quick, is like there's like 5 different things that is kind of like the core of this new like UI aesthetic, right? And one is like material or acrylic, as they're calling it, which is basically just kind of like, I guess you can kind of call this the like aesthetic of it, how they have kind of like the blurred translucent background and like the flat colors over the top. They have a thing like what they call like light, or like their like reveal. So when you go over certain areas of like, say like a card or whatever else, it'll have like a small little like highlight over it, which is kind of neat. Like you can definitely see this on like Windows 10. It kind of like puts a little like spotlight behind like whatever you're trying to hover over, which is kind of neat. They have a whole like depth and motion, like when you end up moving through the cards and going from like area to area. Like there's like a certain sort of design aesthetic that has to go with it, and certain type of motion, which I think is kind of neat. And I think there may be one more. Yeah, I think there's something else too, but those are really like the big things. So anytime you use any one of the Microsoft products, like you'll see that echoed, right? So the way you move through Xbox is the same way the UI is going to look when you do it on like Windows or on your Surface tablet. So I just kind of wanted to point that out because like Google's been doing that for a while, right? And now Xbox is kind of coming through, and like we have our UI, UX, and like this is kind of like our design, and they have guidelines for it and whatever else, and like it just carries through everything. So I thought that was kind of neat.
Just another way Microsoft is just bring them all together.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good Unity. They're kind of taking a page out of the Apple playbook. Got to give them a nod.
So also DVR features improvements. It bumps up. So they bumped up the resolution from 720. Then you can record in 1080p resolution.
Interesting.
All your game clips. So in the Xbox One X, you'll be able to record 4K video recording at 60 frames per second.
Ooh, nice.
So, Xbox One X is gonna be It's gonna be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
So, we both have our Scorpio editions. And something that we've talked about privately, we haven't talked about on the show. You have a new way to transfer features.
Mm-hmm.
Over network transfer. So.
Mm-hmm.
We all talked about. We talked about this on the show when they announced that we could transfer all our save data and all our games from one Xbox to another over the same network. Right.
So this is specifically for the people upgrading to the X.
Yes.
Like this is what this is for. And they said they outlined a couple of ways of how you can get your data across, and this is definitely one of them. This is how I'm going to be doing it, because the other option is to use an external hard drive. But that
Which
only
I already
works.
have.
Well, right.
So.
And we already have data on there. We already have data on the internal hard drive. So how's that going to work?
Well, I have like a 4 terabyte external hard drive hooked up to it.
Well, you may be okay then. You may be able to put everything on your external.
Yes.
I definitely would not be able to. I'm just going to have to do the network transfer feature.
You know what? I'll probably try it out just to see like how fast I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna look at all the new features and try to figure out the best way to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I could do the network feature. I want to try it out.
One thing that's kind of neat, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do because of the aforementioned storage space issues, is you can pre-download all of the 4K patches or the Xbox One X patches for the games that support it, and you can have those like all ready to go once your One X comes in. But because
that sounds cool. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, I think you can do it now. Like after this update came out, I think you can do that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So also the official def of the Kinect, in my view. You can
explain.
You can now the Xbox can now support a USB webcam.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's over for the Kinect, right? I mean, it was something they tried.
Well, webcams. The webcam is not the same as a Kinect. Not all webcams are created equal. I think you're right because.
But why would they have support for a third-party webcam when they could just put out Kinects, right? Why don't they can promote the Kinect?
I mean, okay, look. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. And people can use it to Skype video chat and stream and whatever else. So you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. But I mean, I don't think you'd be able to play like Just Dance with it. But
no.
Yeah.
But and I think they've given up stuff like that.
I know.
They've given up on like Kinect only games. That's done. Kinect is
it's a shame.
Done.
It's a shame.
And I liked it. I like it. I still use it. I tell Xbox to cut on and off.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I wonder if the it probably still is, but you can if you have a Kinect, you can control Xbox with your hand motions.
You know what?
Remember that?
I never used it, so I don't know.
You remember that? Yeah. I mean, it was a little bit wonky. You could do it on the 360.
It was a lot wonky.
Yeah, it was better on the Xbox One, but it still wasn't great. It was just like, I'll just use the controller. Or like the voice commands in the voice.
Well, no, you know why? Because every time I put my stupid hand out, the stupid Kinect never picked up on it, and then I'll be just walking by and I'll see the hand gesture go. I'm like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Super jank.
Xbox, shut up. Back when you can call it Xbox.
Yeah, right.
All right. Also, this is minor but significant. The Xbox store is now renamed the Microsoft Store.
There you go.
They're bridging the gap.
That's right. That's right.
In consoles.
They're taking over the living room, just like Sony tried to do with the PS2.
So, and also you can have 40 different items pinned to your Xbox Home and Guide.
Nice. A little customization. I like it.
So that's a lot. 40 different pins. They added Arabic and Hebrew as languages, and also now users can sort through the Xbox Live friends list by game currently being played. Currently being played. So
very nice. It's a big meaty update right there. Like overall,
that is a meaty update. It actually took a while for my Xbox to update.
I bet. You mean you're just saying the download is big?
Yeah, that was a big download, man. 35 minutes to install.
Yeah, usually it's pretty speedy on the Xbox Live. I gotta say, it's usually.
But that was a meaty install though.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mm-hmm.
All right, the Xbox wasn't the only console to get an update. The Switch.
That segue.
Got a good update. That is beefy as the Xbox update. So now you can transfer saved and user accounts from one Switch to another.
Oh my god!
So that's big.
Finally.
Can't keep your saves. You can't transfer your saves or keep your saves on an SD card, unfortunately.
Right. And that makes sense. And that was my reasoning why they didn't have it ready to go and they didn't want to put it out just yet, is because you can take it, put it on the SD card, upload it to your computer, put it on the net, and go, here, I have a completed Zelda Breath of the Wild save. Take it. Right? It would just destroy all their games. Like, it'd be basically be like, like.
Well, I think what they're gonna do is when they announce their online service next year, they're gonna have some type of cloud saving. They have to.
Oh
like,
yeah,
this is like,
yeah.
Like everyone does. Like Xbox has it, PlayStation. Like they're trying to finalize whatever their online infrastructure is going to be, right? So they have to have that because what happens if I transfer? I have the same problem on the next Switch, right? What if that gets broken or stolen?
Well, right, and like that was like kind of the trouble with, it was like the problem a lot of people had is like, well, my account, everything is tied to this one Nintendo Switch, and there's no way to get it off.
Yeah. So also you can capture video by holding the capture button down. You can only get 30 seconds of video, and you can only record 30 seconds of video of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, and Splatoon.
But, interesting now it's not rolled out to all games, but I guess they got the games that matter.
All first party games.
Yeah, exactly.
At least. Also, you can have 12 new user icons. I mean, I think they have like some new Mario Odyssey icons and stuff like that. This is something that was minor. I mean, this is major for people who want to use wireless headsets in docked mode, but they didn't announce this. They didn't play this up, but you can use a wireless headphones using a USB dongle on the Switch.
Okay.
So people have used the PlayStation wireless headset. You just plug in the USB dongle into the dock, and then that works. Currently, that is the only way to use wireless headphones with the Switch. It only works docked.
Right. So that's weird because I thought they had Bluetooth in the system, and you could just pair it Bluetooth, but I guess not. I guess not
either.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest thing.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So if you don't have any Bluetooth or wireless connectivity protocol, then this is the next best thing. So, all right.
Yes.
All right.
I'm actually, like last year I was going to get the PlayStation headphones. They were on sale like Black Friday for like 50% off. They were like $50, right? But I kind of didn't want the regular one. I kind of wanted like the gray ones, the 20th anniversary ones.
Oh, right. Which are like $1 million now.
Not $1 million. I think you can still buy them.
Really? Oh,
I think so. I could be wrong. I haven't checked in a while, but I didn't want the regular black and blue ones. I wanted something a little bit more fancier. So I was hoping they'd come out with a new model. I haven't checked, but if I can get those headphones for like $20, $30, I'll definitely get them. And now I know they work on a Switch, so I can use the Switch dock and listen to my headphones.
There you go.
So, but this wasn't the biggest news of last week. No, that wasn't the biggest news. Okay. To Rated G, to me, the biggest news came from Limited Run Games.
To us, to me and you both. I was doing backflips, and I can't even do a backflip, but I did a backflip over this.
You did a backflip and fell into the wall.
I did.
Limited Run Games. They put out games that never got physical releases. They were digital only games, and they put out a limited run of actual physical games for PS4, Vita, and PC.
Yeah, right? Some games on the PC, mostly for PlayStation. Yeah.
Well, some games on PC, some games on the Vita, but guaranteed PS4.
Right.
Now in 2018, they will be putting games out on the Switch.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I'm gonna possibly buy all the limited run releases on the Switch now.
And while you're doing that, you and everyone else, I'll be buying it on the Vita. I'll be buying it on the Vita if it comes out on the Vita.
You're all alone on that Vita Island. Like it is sinking by the month, and you're like, nah, I'm still in.
I'm like I'm on a tree that's on Vita Island, the tallest tree on the island as the island sinks. Okay, so it'd probably be the only way I'll get a game because you know how hard it is to buy it. When people want a game, you'll have the game in your cart and it'll be sold out. So everyone's gonna go for the Switch version. I'm gonna go for the Vita version.
Yeah, I mean we certainly talked about it a couple episodes ago. Limited Run needs to fix their ordering process, but Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what? Amazon is guilty of that too, because many people said they had the SNES Classic pre-order in their cart, and then when they hit buy, it was sold out.
Oh, I know. There was 0 cart priority.
So, I mean, that's a shame. Like,
Yeah.
it should be cart priority for like a few minutes. I'm not saying it should be cart priority for an hour. Or
Yeah, I mean, that's what, like, okay, Ticketmaster, right? A company that does almost nothing right. A Ticketmaster will allow you to hold on to your ticket
don't
for
shade at
a couple
Ticketmaster.
minutes. Oh, forget Ticketmaster is the worst, man. But they do give you cart priority for at least a couple minutes. And,
Wow.
you know, it's enough time for you to go through and make your purchase if you want those tickets. But, yeah, anyway.
So, all right, let's stick with the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got a lot of games coming out for the Switch, and we're going to talk about that in our buying guide. But now Sony will be publishing games on the Switch? Really? Wow.
This is very weird. Very
Well, when I
weird.
first heard this, I was just like, no way. And then I actually read and found out, you know, like the ins and outs, and I said, okay, now it makes sense.
Well, I mean, it's a different wing of Sony, but still Sony.
So it's not it's not the PlayStation wing of Sony. All right. It is actually the weirdest part of Sony. It's Sony Music Entertainment.
Yeah,
That's going to be publishing indie games on the Switch and PC.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, Sony wants, you know, they want to be a publisher as well, right? Well, let's take it back.
Well, they want to get off their sinking island.
Sony as a company isn't doing well. PlayStation is keeping Sony afloat.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, PlayStation's doing
Right.
real well for them.
They're not. They sold the Vio business, so they're not making computers anymore.
Right.
The TV business is going down. I don't know how. I don't think it's going. I think they're breaking even. I don't think they're making a real big profit on their TV business.
Mm.
And remember when we were in retail, the TVs I don't think gave a huge profit, right, to the companies. It was accessories that we had to push,
because the markup on those things, if people don't know, the markup is huge on accessories. You know,
So, and
they
then,
make a little money on the TVs.
They make a little money on the TVs, just like the computers. They made a little money on the computers. They
Right.
made like $50 a computer, right?
Right.
That's not a big profit.
Right.
It was always about the accessories and the software. It's all
Mhm.
about the software and accessories. So this makes sense. They want to be a publisher. They want to publish indie games. The first game they're publishing is Tiny Metal from developer Area 35. That's coming to PS4. It's coming to Switch, and it's coming to PC.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the name of this new publishing company is going to be. It's not going to be Sony Music Entertainment. They have to form a different name, right?
Mhm.
You would think so. I haven't. That I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna name it, but that would be kind of weird to be playing a Switch game and see.
It'll probably not have Sony in the name, I bet.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe because when you do crossplay on Minecraft, you have to have an Xbox account. Right? I
Yeah.
think you have an Xbox account, so you see Xbox
Yeah.
on your Switch.
I don't
So
I don't know.
you know,
What
you don't know.
what I think is and we can go ahead and put a Shake Shack bet on this if you want. I feel like this is the end of Sony's handheld Sony's presence in the handheld market. I think it's done.
See, we couldn't. I'll tell you why we can't make a shake.
Oh.
About that. Because
Why
what
not?
would be the timeline, right? Like they don't put out a Vita 2 in a year or two, right? Well, okay, 2020.
Okay.
2020. They don't put out a handheld.
Okay.
And I give
we can go ahead. We can go ahead and do this easy. We're gonna go ahead and fudge it a little bit, but so the Vita came out 2012, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's now 2017. It's 5 years out. There was a
The
6 year.
Vita, just so you know, I hate to cut you off. Just so you
Yeah.
know, the Vita is still selling in Japan.
I'm sure
Like
it's kind of doing okay, even though
like
Sony's dropped complete support for it.
Between like 3,000 and 7,000. I've watched the sales between 3,000 to 7,000 a month. They keep selling.
Okay. All right. Well.
So it definitely has a following. Handhelds in Japan are still like.
Right. So somebody's buying it.
It's funny. If you look at the numbers, It'll be 5,000 Vitas sold and 70 Xbox Ones.
Right. Wow. Nobody likes Xbox in Japan. It's weird. Yeah,
I know.
I hate it.
That's
Even
a
now.
story for another day.
Yeah.
That's a story for another day.
So-
Give those things away.
Okay. So the PSP came out 2006. The Vita came out 2012. Right. You know, it's about time for a new one.
2018, 2019.
So I will say this. If there's no announcement of the Vita 2 at E3 2018.
No later. 19.
No. 2018, you will owe me a Shake Shack dinner.
I'm not gonna take that.
If at any point in time Sony says, you know what, here's our new handheld, that's called the Vita 2.
No Vita 2.
I will
Just
get you
handheld.
back.
Just
I will
handheld.
get you back. Well, no, because I mean they're eventually going to put some crazy thing back out on the market.
No, if they put out,
because it's not indefinitely.
No, but what if they put out PlayStation, PlayStation? I don't know, PlayStation Switch. I don't know. I can't think of a name off the top of my head. But if it was the PSP 2, right, or PSP Ultimate,
I will give you 2 years after 2018. So if
E3 2019, E3 2019,
E3 2019.
Not announced. Another portable is not announced. New portable, not announced.
Yeah,
I'll owe you a Shake Shack.
That's right. I'm gonna hold you to that. I want fries and a shake. All right, full meal, just like I got
Full
you.
meal.
A
Full
gentleman's bet. All right,
meal. 2019.
Okay.
We make the bet is bet has been set.
Boom. Watch like Shake Shack goes under. All right, there's no more Shake Shack. Well, damn.
You always go to Wendy's.
And then you're gonna be like, well, it's Shake Shack's not around anymore. It's null and void.
So.
All right, we'll see. Game on.
Game on. All right. Next story I thought was funny.
Oh, this is fantastic.
So
we both posted this up.
So there's definitely going to be a Detective Pikachu movie coming out. Okay, but who the studio is eyeing to actually voice Pikachu is hilarious.
Maybe some people you've heard of.
Well, Legendary Pictures is they're gonna have a full. They want guys like Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Mark Wahlberg, or The Rock to voice Pikachu.
That is fantastic. You're gonna do it. Swing for the fences, Legendary. Come on.
Well, first of all, they haven't contacted anybody to voice. This is what their wish list is.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, look. If we're gonna put this movie out and put this into production, here's who we'd want.
Yeah, but Pikachu has like this type of high pitched voice, like Pikachu.
Well, he doesn't actually say anything. He just says Pikachu.
I know, but how can The Rock have like a high pitched like voice?
I don't know.
I can't think of that. Or Hugh
I'll
Jackman.
tell
How
you
can Wolverine voice Pikachu?
I could just see like they have like this like ominous music going down, right? And it's like really dark and it's raining, and the door gets kicked open and Pikachu runs in and goes, "Do you smell
Stupid.
what the Pikachu is cooking?
Do you smell what the Pika is cooking?" And
Come
then
on,
it just
man,
hits
it'd be
the
great.
and then it just hits The Rock's music. Dun, 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 dun.
That's right. You got the little bull graphic come up. Oh man, dude.
No.
Okay, look.
It'll be Bulbasaur graphic.
If they get a decent actor to play Pikachu, and yeah, I'm like 100% in. I'm
probably not going to see the movie regardless.
Really? Okay, wait. If they actually got Dwayne The Rock Johnson to be Pikachu,
I wouldn't care.
Really?
I wouldn't care.
Really?
I'm not going to go see a Detective Pikachu movie. I mean, maybe I'll take my goddaughters to see it.
No.
I
But
don't really care.
You don't think it's not going to be a little like tongue in cheek and something for the adults?
Listen, I love The Rock. Okay, I didn't go watch his Disney movie.
Well, what? Oh, the Tooth Fairy?
No, he had a Disney like a Hawaiian. It was like an animated
Moana.
Hawaiian. Yeah.
But that was really good though.
I don't care. I'm not gonna,
All right. Well,
I'm not gonna watch that.
We'll see. I have weird high hopes for this movie now. knowing this, knowing who they want to get.
You know what? We can make a bet.
No, I'm not making.
Dave's gonna try to make a bet to try to get me to see the movie.
No, I'm not gonna make any bets about that.
All right,
I'm just saying.
Let's go back to Nintendo. So we got a lot of games come out for Nintendo. Remember when the Wii U came out? And it was just like, we were starving for games.
I know. We were
Pocket
still
Tournament
came
out. Pocket Tournament came out last year. And we were just like, I think it was last year, right?
Pocket and Mario Maker were last year. Yeah.
Yeah, when that came out, that was just like it, right? That was it. And that was all. That's all that came out.
That's all she wrote.
Now Nintendo is reportedly encouraging mature titles for the Switch. All right now. You can't go anywhere. Everything's coming out for the Switch.
I know.
Right? Everybody wants to put out something for the Switch.
I know.
Switch is going crazy. I mean, mature games, they don't get any more mature than Doom.
Yeah. Right? They're taking it back. They're taking it back to the 90s when Mortal Kombat 2 came out. Nintendo knew they effed up with the first one. They had dust. There was no blood. It was just dust, and they changed up most of the fatalities. They're like, we don't want it to be that violent. We're a family-friendly console. And Mortal Kombat 1 didn't sell well. And then Mortal Kombat 2 came out, and everyone's like, hell yeah, Super Nintendo better than the Genesis version in this case.
Well, do you think they're going to have glory kills in Doom?
I think they have to. Yeah. It's crucial to the gameplay. It would totally kill the flow of the game, I think.
Let me ask you a question. What mature game would you want to see on the Switch? Well, you know what? I don't want to see ports. I want to see new original IP, mature games. First, just not. I'm not talking about multiplayer games, but story-driven games, mature games on the Switch.
How about a new Clockwork Tower?
I can dig that.
I will take it back. We haven't seen one since either PS1 or maybe PS2. Yeah.
I can dig that. Mm-hmm. I could take that. I want to see new IP, right? I'm tired of ports. We get a lot of ports. We have
I've been saying that for the longest. We have Wolfenstein is even though it's coming out later, but it's still it's a game. It's a new game, new AAA title that's coming out. So,
well, you know what? Okay, here's one port I'll take.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the 10th anniversary of BioShock, right? And they had that cool statue, right?
Mm-hmm.
That put out for that. I would see a BioShock Anniversary Edition with all the DLC, all 3 games.
Oh my God, BioShock
out for the Switch.
Yes,
out for the Switch. I would get that. That's the mature port I want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
I'm with you. So, all right. Speaking of ports, Doom, as I said, is coming out for the Switch. We finally have a release date. It's coming out November 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's soon. That's in 2-3 weeks, right? That's coming up soon.
Yeah.
That's right in the middle of the mix, right? With the Call of Duties and Skyrim. Skyrim's coming out 3 days later, I think.
Yeah.
For the Switch. Also coming out November 14th is the Batman Telltale series.
Your favorite.
The first season. I will not be getting this.
Spoilers.
Well, I have everything on my Xbox.
I know. There is no reason. Xbox. It's the same game, right? It's just porting it to the Switch.
It's the same game.
Yeah.
It's the same game. It's season 1 coming out on the 14th, and I'm sure they'll announce season 2 probably early next year.
Mm-hmm.
I already finished season 1 on my Xbox. I got my save. I'm in the middle of season 2 on my Xbox, so I have no reason to get it.
Right. You'd have to do the whole thing over again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, listen, if it was $1, it was a couple of dollars in a bargain bin, I'll pick it up, but I'm not going to pay full price for it. That wouldn't make any sense. So anyway, speaking about multiplayer games, right, and how companies can, taking it from our discussion last week about loot boxes. So Activision has a patent in Europe that sort of has a matchmaking system designed to encourage microtransactions.
Yeah.
Now this I do not agree with.
Yeah. We are definitely on the same page here.
Listen,
do you want to explain what this is before we get into the details?
Listen, if people want to have loot boxes, that's their choice. Mm-hmm. That's their choice. You shouldn't, make people buy loot boxes. If they want to buy it, they buy it. If not, it's okay. It's not, I'm playing Shadow of War. I'll just grind it out. I don't need to buy the loot boxes.
Well,
right?
well, let's go back. Let's go ahead and break it down. What this patent is?
Well,
right?
the patent is, say you're playing a multiplayer game and you have a shiny new shotgun, right?
You buy the $2.99 shotgun pack with skin, right? You got your new exclusive weapon.
They will reward you with that by matching you with players that aren't at your level, that are below your level. Mm-hmm. And as you're dominating them with your new gun, you're feeling rewarded, right?
Right. It reinforces your purchase.
And it's making other people want to buy that gun for $2.99.
Right, because they're like, well, I'm severely mismatched.
Well, they will be
underpowered.
I'm sure there'll be suggestions popping up saying, "Hey, do you want to buy this gun for $2.99?" All right, and it'll show that the player that just killed you 50,000 times
and what that gun is, killed with
and then
the Decimator 2.0.
They urge you to buy that gun, and when you buy that gun, the cycle repeats itself as they reward you by matching you up with players that are below your level, and the cycle continues.
And when everybody has that awesome shiny new shotgun, they'll put out another better shotgun, and then you'll want that one.
Can I get like a futuristic laser gun? No,
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. If they can make money off it, you can most certainly get one.
And you will never know that this isn't a game, right? They don't have to disclose that. Now, the patent, they filed the patent back in 2015 in Europe, and I think it was approved. But everyone is saying it's not in any games as of yet. It's not in Destiny.
The developers are saying it's not on any game.
The developers aren't. They're saying it's not in any games. It's not in Destiny. Destiny 2, I should say.
Which honestly, though, they say that, and then this like story comes out. I immediately think it's in every game they put out since that patent.
Really?
Knowing developers and developers' track records and the fact that they want to make money and they're amoral, big giant corporations, I wouldn't put it past them.
I wouldn't say I would say the publisher is the one pushing this because they want.
Well, okay, the publisher over the developer, but I wouldn't say that
developers usually don't want to do stuff like this. It's the publisher in general that's pushing for stuff.
Right. Because the budgets are so high, they're fronting the money. They're like, look, we'll give you X amount of money to put this game out, but we need a guaranteed return on our investment. How do we do that? Right. Yeah. This is a way to do that. It is the most scummy of ways to do that, but it is a way to do that. And now that this is like out, I'm sure this is going to be confirmed across the board, and it's just going to blow up in their faces. Like fans are going to revolt. I think.
Really, I don't think. I don't think so.
If it starts to get confirmed in like whatever the next multiplayer game from Activision is, I think there's going to be a stink. Like gamers are very vocal.
I think they're going to tweak it.
Yeah.
Where it's sort of randomized. They can't. If I'm playing, say I get in and I'm playing like 20, 30 different games, right? Matches, right? What are they going to do? Post on all 30 matches, post me with people who are lower level than me. I think it'll be random. It would just be randomized. They're not gonna.
It won't be as obvious.
It won't be as obvious, right? If I'm doing 30 matches, I'm sure they'll match me up with. If I buy that new shiny gun, they'll match me up with lower level people, probably like 4 or 5 times, maybe.
Yeah, right? I don't know. Gamers are a wily bunch. They will figure this out and disseminate this knowledge. They will definitely hunt it down.
Michael, listen, again, just want to reiterate, if it's loot that doesn't affect sort of like the gameplay, okay? Like if it's skins, that I'm cool with that.
Yeah, well, skins is just skins. Yeah.
It's skins, I'm cool with that. Like if someone else wants to buy, especially in like single player, like in a single player game, like if you want to buy a better gun, that's on you, right? I'll grind it out and get the gun myself.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't affect me because I'm not playing with you, right? You have your way of playing a game, and I'll have my way of playing my single player game. But if this was rampant, if this is like they match me with lower level people just to encourage other people like 20 out of 30 times, that's just wrong. And that I would revolt against.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's just wrong. But it wouldn't affect me because I won't be playing multiplayer games anyway.
Well, you're not a big multiplayer guy, so there you go. You dodged the bullet.
So, yeah. All right, let's end it with this little bit of news. Sony announces a mini PS4 controller for kids.
Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Looks like a tiny little slime ball. It's cute.
It's blue and it's black and blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's really small. It reminds me. I think like I would think of like Nintendo coming out with like something like this, right? It looks like a one half of a 2DS.
Yeah.
It's like half of a 2DS.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I think it's kind of cool. Am I gonna get one? Probably not, but
it's being sold in U.S. and Canada for a suggested price of $30 and $40. Well, $40 in Canada, $30 in the U.S.
Yeah, which that's not too bad. That's like half the price of a regular PS4 controller. You know, it has all the features of a regular PS4 controller, just in a smaller little clamshell.
For kids, I mean, okay, well, this is their way of encouraging kids to play. A big controller is too big for your hands. Gotta get you a little smaller controller.
Yeah. I mean, it technically.
I'm gonna get it. I gotta get it.
You gotta get everything.
I gotta get the.
I mean, technically, it doesn't have a touchpad on there, so I don't know how they're gonna work that out. But
well, you're not gonna be able to play games like
Tearaway.
What was the other game that came out? It was a launch game.
Knack.
No. Killzone Shadowfall.
Right. That had the little touch.
You need the touchpad to get through your weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I gotta go back and finish. I made it to the last level and just never finished. That game.
You're a quitter.
It's the last few levels just weren't interesting to me. I was just like, this is kind of and I just never finished it.
All right.
So, all right, let's get into our convo of the week, our buying guide. The holidays, the season is upon us. All right, the buying frenzy is here.
Yeah, that's right. You've seen the Christmas trees in the window.
I have. I actually have to buy a Christmas tree.
So do I.
Buy a Christmas tree. Yeah, it's your first Christmas in your new place, right?
I know. I can get like a 12-foot tree, man. I got high ceilings. You know that.
You do. Mm-hmm. And listen, I already got your present.
Oh shit! Look at that. I'm excited.
I already got your present.
I got some ideas for yours. I haven't committed yet though.
I think you'd be excited about this gift.
I think so too. Last year
I surprised
you came through big time.
I surprised you. Yeah,
big time. I love my Xbox Rated G for Gamers custom controller. That's good stuff.
So, someone asked me a question on like, how do I buy all these games, right? And I know it looks like I buy every game that comes out, but I don't.
You buy almost every game that comes out.
I buy almost every game that comes out. So I figured we'll give sort of like a guide of how we each buy games.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dave, how do you buy games?
All right.
Because you are very particular in your new games that you buy.
Well, I am. I mean, as you know, people know, I am a homeowner now, so everything has gone up.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
welcome to the club.
Everything has gone up cost wise. You warned me. Like, it ain't gonna get easier. I mean, it will over time, but right now it's kind of rough. So, you know, just kind of chipping away at that mortgage is really the thing to do. And, you know, because we're both retro collectors, we have to keep that up. You know, always keep hunting. We find good things, we got to buy them. And then the new games that come out, you know, every new game is like $60 typically. You know, we try and get the physical ones. Like that's if they have a digital and a physical version, we always go for the physical, right? I think that's like safe to say for both of us.
Yes.
You know, considering that 9 times out of 10, the price for the digital is the same price as the physical for new games. So there's that. You know, if there's a game, say like Cuphead, which doesn't have a physical release, maybe it'll get a physical release, but we don't know. You know, we'll probably just buy it digitally and play it, and then if it comes out down the line, we'll buy that. You're right. I am particular. Part of that is money. I think kind of a big part of that is money, and also time. It's like you say I'm gonna buy Shadow of Mordor, right? And it's like, do you have 30, 40 hours to invest into the game? Because you wanna take it to the end. You wanna get
Shadow
through
of
the
War.
whole story. Shadow of War. Sorry. Yeah. You want to get through the whole entire story. There's certainly games that I need to put more time into. There's games I have that aren't opened. So, I want to do my best to minimize that. So I guess like the first rule of thumb for me is I have to really sit down and say, is this a game I'm going to buy? Right? I'm sorry, is this a game I'm actually going to sit down and play? Or is it a game that's just going to sit on the shelf and look pretty till the end of time? Right? I know we kept joking about the Order 1886. That's kind of always a game I wanted to get back into or get into, period. And I eventually bought it and then didn't play it for a while. And then I'm like, you know what? Danny's raving about this game. He says it's the greatest thing since Super Mario World. I got to try it out. So I eventually tried it out, and it turns out it's a really good game. So like this season, I kind of went at it from that standpoint. It's like, all right, are you really going to play these games? If not, then you can wait till they're like $30 or $40 or $20, because inevitably come like early December, Walmart or Best Buy or Target's going to have like a buy two get one free situation like they had last year or whatever it is, right? And then you can get a bunch of AAA titles and save some money, or they're going to have games at like $40 as opposed to $60, right? It's a way to get you in the store and whatnot. So the games that I really want to play, like right now, are the ones that I've either already pre-ordered or am going to pre-order. And that includes like Wolfenstein, that includes Call of Duty World War II, that includes Assassin's Creed Origins, and Mario Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
Like those games are huge. I love Assassin's Creed. It's one of my favorite franchises. Definitely going to play that. Odyssey, I think, is going to be the second coming of Nintendo. They had The Legend of Zelda, and Breath of the Wild was like fantastic, like my favorite Zelda game. This could be my favorite Mario game. I don't know, but like I know I'm going to invest time into it. I can play Mario on the subway, right? So I can kind of knock that out on the way to work. Get it guaranteed like 2 hours each day there and back. So I know I'm going to play that. Call of Duty looks fantastic. I love the setting of that. So I'm definitely going to go with that. Resident Evil Revelation 1 and 2, we kind of teased it earlier. I'm getting those games for the Switch because they have like retro throwback Easter eggs. Like you can play as, I guess it's Leon in the Ghost and Goblins world. So it's like a 2D side-scrolling Resident Evil game in the Ghost and Goblins world, right? And the other one, there's another game on there too. I forget what it is, but I'm like, oh, it's like super awesome touch. Never played Revelations 1 and 2. It's going to be brand new. So I'm definitely going to pick those up. And then Okami is the last one that I'm definitely going to get because I never played the original Okami. There's the new HD version coming out, so I'm definitely going to get that maybe for the PS4. I think I may get the PS4 version for that. Right? So that kind of gets me a pretty good mix. I got a couple of shooters in there. I got the 3D platformer with the Mario Odyssey. I got the horror survival Resident Evil. Okami action 3D adventure with beautiful visuals, and Assassin's Creed's the open world game. Take me into the new year, and that kind of about rounds it out. So yeah.
All right. So I know everyone, Mike thinks I buy every game, right? But I don't buy every game. I didn't buy Mario plus Rabbids.
Well, that's not your jam, yeah.
Is that my jam? I didn't buy South Park, The Fractured Butthole, right?
Uh-huh.
It's always funny to say that.
Yeah, that's what the title is. The Fractured Butthole.
So look, I'm a collector, and I do want every game. But I always have to say, listen, am I going to play this or is it going to sit on my shelf? Sometimes I make a mistake and pre-order a game and forget, like Prey.
Yep.
Right? A Prey, I pre-ordered, came full price. It's like half the price now, and it's been sitting on my shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so you got to be careful to don't make mistakes like that. Always remember your pre-orders.
Yeah.
Always remember your pre-orders. So I'm not a big RPG guy, right? So, and I'm not a big tactical guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Mario plus Rabbids, cool game. I'll wait till that comes down in price, if ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Mario game, so it probably won't. Probably the fractured butthole is definitely gonna come down in price later on. So I call those bargain bin games, in my view. Not gonna play it when it first comes out. Not gonna spend the $60 on it because I know I'm just not gonna put a lot of time into it or at all. Right. So I can wait for those games to go on sale at some point 6 months from now. I know I'm looking forward to Mario. Right. So I pre-ordered Mario Odyssey on the Switch. I really love and dig the new Assassin's Creed game. So I got that for Xbox. I'm playing on the X.
That's surprising because you're not a stealth guy, but
I'm not a stealth guy, but I love ancient Egypt. I was big into history as a kid. I love ancient Egypt, and you know what? I'm willing to give it a try, and it's gonna be playing on an X on Xbox One X. I did not pre-order Wolfenstein 2 because I want that for the Switch. Right, so I strategically, when that day comes, I'll be playing Mario and I'll play a little bit of Assassin's Creed. I will not be playing Wolfenstein 2. That's a game I will reserve for the Switch when it comes out. So I always pick and choose all the games. I mean, look at Gravity Rush 2, right? I wanted to play Gravity Rush 2. Didn't buy it when it first came out. Wasn't a big Gravity Rush 1 fan, even though I got the HD version. I got Gravity Rush.
Same.
I got Gravity Rush 2 like a month or two ago for like $20, $25, right? So I have games that I say I'm not gonna play, so I'm not gonna buy it. So you gotta talk to yourself. I own a house too, right? I have a mortgage to pay too, and I have student loans to pay. Okay, so I can't just buy every game, even though I know it. Look, and then I gotta buy. Why do you think I buy from Lukey so much?
Yeah.
And we had sort of like a buying guide. I think like maybe in the early episodes, like 30s and 40s, on how we buy games, retro games. I definitely, if I see a game in a wild, I go to Lukey. How much is it on Lukey? How much is it on eBay? Right? If it's just a little bit more on Lukey, just a little bit, like $1 or $2, I'll get it on Lukey. You know why? Because I get paid. I get rewarded with points.
You get all the points, right? Which adds up to a free game eventually.
Which adds up to Earthbound and Ninja Gaiden
or a trilogy,
for SNES. So I'm very strategic in how I buy games. I do buy, and sometimes you get drunk and just buy everything. You everything.
Been there. That's how I got my inbox copy of Final Fantasy 1.
Really? I didn't know that. See, you didn't tell me that story.
I was watching the presidential election, and I basically kind of a little drunk, and I need to buy something right now.
Yeah,
I was freaking out on in every way.
Because I'm a collector, I always, I'm always looking at YouTube, and I hear something, right? I hear about a hidden gem on a system, on an old system, and I have to price match. Where can I get this cheaper? And trust me, if it's $10-$20 cheaper on eBay than on Lukey, I'm gonna get it on eBay, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
So
and that happens sometimes,
That happens sometimes. You just have to be smart on when you buy, and you have to know, are you actually going to play this anytime soon, right? So, I haven't played every game in my collection. However, I inspire to play every game in my collection.
Well, of course, given an infinite timeline, we will play everything.
Yes, even though November, I have to say, November is an exception to the rule because I'm just going to buy everything that comes out in November.
Yeah.
It's going to be like $400. I'm going to buy everything. Every single thing.
At minimum.
Every single thing.
You mean you're going to get the Barbie horse trader for the
I'm going to get the Barbie horse
3DS?
I'm going to get the Barbie horse trader for the Nintendo 3DS. I'm going to get.
That's funny.
I mean, look, Resident Evil Revelations 2, right? On the Switch. Revelations 1 and 2. I wasn't going to get this because I already have Revelations 1 and 2 for different systems. Now that I know that these two little mini games, it's on my radar.
Right?
And
now exclusive content. It's super unique. It's awesome.
And now I'm actually gonna buy it. So that's a little insight to how I buy games.
Mm-hmm.
I want to buy them all, but I got to ask myself, am I going to play this anytime soon?
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to play more of the mini games than I am Resident Evil Revelations.
Right. So okay. So I have a question. If you had to say to somebody, or if somebody came up and asked you system availability aside, right? Mm-hmm. You had to get one game, right? Game of the season. Somebody comes with you and says, "Look, I need a game. What do I get?"
Game of the season. Mario.
Mario, right? Yeah. Mario Odyssey.
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be
Definitely.
Mario. Not even a question. It has to be Mario.
If they don't have a system and they want to get a system, well, get a Switch, get Mario, and you'll be good for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Mario's going to be big. Mario's going to be big.
You left a game off your list.
What
about Sonic Forces?
Well, are you going to get Sonic Forces when it comes out day one?
Kinda. It's gonna tie into Sonic Mania. How? I don't know.
Is it?
They said it's gonna tie into Sonic Mania. Yeah.
They are.
I think there's gonna be
they are retconning the crap out of the game before it even comes out.
I think they're gonna have like Sonic Generations, where there's a new Sonic and an old Sonic. I think they're gonna do it like that as well.
No. Let Sonic Mania be the perfect game that it is.
But no, Sonic. Well, listen, Sonic Generations was actually a good Sonic game.
Sonic Generations was pretty good, but Sonic Mania was so much better. Just no, leave it. They're tinkering with greatness. They're gonna ruin it.
Just relax.
Gonna ruin it, man. I'm all strung out.
Just relax. It's okay. It's okay.
We have a good Sonic game. It's been forever.
I actually think the Sonic game will be okay. It's only $40 too, right?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna get that. I mean, I'm just gonna get everything in November. Anything that comes out in November, I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
But look, if you have one system, we're lucky enough to be, grown men gamers. I know you hate that, but we're GMGs. We have jobs. We can afford all systems, right? If you have one system, you just got to pick what game, what game you're gonna play. What games fit, what games are you really interested in? I'm not gonna buy. Well, I am gonna buy it because I want to buy every game, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of time in the Battlefront 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I did get that game when it came out. I thought we would play a lot of multiplayer. I tried, but not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's a game I actually regret buying day one. I should have just waited, but I wanted to try to.
But I wanted to single player.
But I wanted to try to get into the multiplayer games. I was trying. I was saying, you know what? I'm always hating on it, right? So I wanted to give it a try, and I could have waited. And that game is $9 right now, physical.
Yeah, seriously.
So I'm not a Pokemon guy, so I'm not going to buy the new Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon for the 3DS
I'm in
November
the same
17th.
boat there. Yeah, I'll wait till they go down in price, but they never will. So, good luck with that.
They never will.
Yeah.
So that's just not my jam. Yeah. So whatever games you're really interested in, you should always map out. Have a plan of action, right? Have a plan of action. Map out the games you're going to play, and bargain bin the rest.
Yeah.
If you're if you only have one system. Yeah. Try to read reviews and check out impressions from your favorite gaming personalities.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you don't have a good feeling about the game, if you're unsure, just wait. Okay, you're not going to get the Amazon pre-order 20% discount, but that's okay. You may save yourself, $60 in the long run because the game turned out to be a 4 and not an 8.
You know what? Again, I don't like scores, but I definitely, I'm not in with this game's a 7, this game's a 6. Listen, look at the pros and cons.
I mean, you can even take the score out of the whole thing and just read the review and read the in-depth on it and get a good sense of whether you like the game or not without the aggregate score at the end, So
yeah, no, definitely.
Well, I think that about does it. Episode 91 in the books. Nueve uno for our Spanish-speaking folk. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. So please like, listen, subscribe.
And as always, keep gaming.